Wedding announcement. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian's the most lavish royal celebration. The palace. Tradition. Centuries of carefully orchestrated ceremonies. And yet, a wedding announcement no one expected. Princess Leonor of Asturias and Prince Christian of Denmark, not just another royal union, but the most lavish celebration Europe has ever seen. But beneath the grandeur, a story of love, tension, and hidden stakes no one predicted. The news broke quietly at first, a single line released from Madrid. Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor of Asturias, heir to the Spanish throne, is engaged to His Highness Prince Christian of Denmark. Within minutes, the world's press was ablaze. Headlines in London, Paris, New York and Copenhagen ran with speculation. How did this young couple, raised under two different monarchies, come together? And why now? The early chapters of their story begin in diplomatic halls and state dinners. Leonor, disciplined and reserved, learning the art of statesmanship from her parents. Christian, equally groomed for royal duty, but known for a warmer, more spontaneous charm. They met not at a gala, but at a quiet summer reception in Majorca, far from the cameras. Witnesses describe a spark, a glance held a second too long, a shared laugh at the stiffness of protocol. From that first meeting grew a friendship carefully shielded from the public eye. Letters exchanged through official channels, coded messages during joint appearances, small gestures only they would understand. Each glimpse of them together became a riddle for royal watchers. Were they simply childhood allies in a lonely world? Or something more? And then came the turning point, a clandestine weekend in Denmark arranged under the pretext of cultural exchange. Insiders speak of long walks in palace gardens, hushed conversations about duty and freedom, and a mutual confession of feelings that had been building for years. For Leonor, the heir to one of Europe's oldest thrones, the prospect of marrying for love, not strategy, was both exhilarating and terrifying. When the engagement was finally agreed upon by both families, another question emerged: what would this wedding look like? Spain and Denmark each boast their own traditions, austere Catholic rituals versus relaxed Scandinavian elegance. Combining them would create not just a ceremony but a spectacle unseen in modern royalty. Planners leaked whispers of cathedrals draped in white orchids, choirs drawn from both nations, menus featuring delicacies from the Cantabrian Sea and the North Atlantic. Yet behind the scenes, tension simmered. Some courtiers feared the union could overshadow other members of the royal families. Others worried about the political symbolism, the heir of Spain aligning with Denmark at a time of shifting alliances. Even within Leonor's immediate circle, there were voices urging caution. Was she too young? Was Christian ready for the scrutiny of being consort to a reigning queen? Despite the pressure, Leonor and Christian moved forward. In interviews, their words were careful but their glances spoke volumes. She called him, my closest friend and my support. He called her, the future, and my heart. Every phrase fed the public imagination. The wedding plan itself became a story of compromise and symbolism. The location, Seville's majestic cathedral for the ceremony, Copenhagen for a second, smaller blessing. The guest list, a who's who of European royalty, global leaders, and a sprinkling of celebrities symbolizing a modern monarchy. The dress, rumored to blend Spanish lace with Danish embroidery, a metaphor stitched into silk. As details emerged, curiosity only deepened. Who would be Leonor's bridesmaids? Would her younger sister Sophia play a special role? Which foreign royals might decline the invitation, and why? What traditions would be broken, and which upheld? Each answer hinted at the next question, keeping the world watching. More than a wedding, the celebration was poised to be a declaration of a new royal generation. Not arranged out of cold diplomacy, but chosen out of personal conviction. In Leonor's own quiet way, she was reshaping what it meant to be heir to a throne in the 21st century. Through months of preparation, observers noted subtle signs of the couple's influence. Sustainable flowers sourced from local growers. Charitable donations requested in lieu of some gifts. A musical program mixing classical Spanish composers with modern Nordic artists. In every decision, a blend of heritage and individuality. And still, questions linger. How will the Spanish public react to a future queen whose wedding straddles two cultures? How will Christian adapt to life as a consort? What role will their union play in strengthening, or challenging, the idea of monarchy itself? As the day approaches, the narrative has shifted from speculation to awe. Even seasoned royal correspondents admit they have never seen such anticipation. From the first quiet announcement to the slow reveal of every lavish detail, the story of Princess Leonor and Prince Christian's wedding has become a living epic, one part tradition, one part romance, one part social change. Standing at the center of it all is a young woman who has spent her life in the public eye, now making a choice that feels at once deeply personal and profoundly historic. And at her side, a prince who embodies a new, more equal partnership for Europe's royal houses. This is not merely the most lavish royal celebration of the decade. It is a glimpse of the monarchy's future, a ceremony where every vow carries centuries of history and every glance between bride and groom carries the promise of something entirely new. As the cathedral doors open and the world watches, the question will no longer be whether Leonor and Christian are in love, but how their union will shape the crown itself. And that is why, from Madrid to Copenhagen to Washington to London, this wedding announcement has captured imaginations like no other. Because beneath the splendor, beneath the protocol and the cameras, there is something simple and human at its core, two young people choosing each other, and in doing so, reshaping an institution older